Welcome back. Today yours truly, Inzain, is going to take on a level 17 base. I'm setting up with my normal squads and platoons of normal rocket buggies. I've got some Humvees, a couple tanks, I think 5 or 6 tanks, and my flamethrower guys. And let's get started with it. You'll notice that there's some time lapse, some fast forwarding through this. This actually ended up being like a 30-minute video, but to save space and to cut it down, I've sped up movement and parts that were, not necessary. This is the kiting strategy I was talking about in the last video, using your copter drones. You can use a buggy or anything you want to and move them. A buggy's better because they're a lot faster and you can outrun most of the other vehicles with it. You just set up your copters and let them just annihilate anything that comes up underneath them. As long as it's not a Humvee, you're okay. If Humvees gets in there, you can get in a little bit of trouble because they'll shoot your copter guys down. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I know the guy just kind of stopped and stood there, so I figured free bacon. I'm going to draw out another guy here in just a second. There is one, and yeah, there we go. Now I think these are the mega tanks. I'm not 100% sure because I can't make them yet, but they look a lot different than the tan and red tanks, which I believe are the paladins. Normal, simple tactic, just kind of kite your guy, keep him far away from these mega tanks because they've got a huge range and one shot will generally kill your buggy. I found that out the hard way. Alright, we're going to set up on the other side. Kill these. There's another mega tank there, a regular tank. And just to the very south of the screen, you can see that there is a paladin. Again, I'm going to call them mega tanks because I assume that they're mega tanks because they're different than the other 2 tanks on there. So if I'm wrong, that's okay. I don't like using these choppers to kill infantry, but as I've noticed in this video, they're actually doing really well and barely getting hurt, so I might go ahead and start just using that strategy from now on. As you saw there also, yeah, don't turn the AI on when you need to kite a tank because everything wants to continuously keep running back to the tank and they die. Killing this normal tank. I think they're rhinos. Alright, I see that there's another paladin there in between the war room and the I don't remember tech. No, it's not the tech. I can't remember what that is. The big green building. So with that paladin dead, I don't know who else has noticed, but if you look down there on the yellow building, right here, I'm about to show you. Yeah, sneaky. They hide them like that. You can do that with your own squads also. I've noticed if you take and you move a building out of the way, you can put a vehicle in the top section of where the building will lay, so that it'll lay over and cover the vehicle. Then if you take and you select a vehicle like use a shield on the bottom right, which you can set their defensive status or their attack status. They'll stay there even when engaged. And you can set these up around your command post or your command center, and people can't lure them out. They'll actually have to endure the fire while they're trying to kill your command center. Works really good. But you can use that tactic on any building. You just literally move the building over, you set the guy there, you might have to move him around a little bit to get him just right, move the building back, and you literally cannot see the guy. You can use rocket buggies, you can use any vehicle, and I like to put the rhinos around some of the buildings, and then the new rocket truck thingy that I opened up, I can't remember the name of it, but I put them behind my command center. I put like 3 of them in there, and they've got level 3 increased range, so they should ought to be able to do some damage. if somebody attacks my base, because my bubble ends today. And actually, my bubble is gone, as you can look here in the video, my starter bubble. So I'm only a few days old. I think you start with a week, so I'm a week old, and I haven't gotten to play every day. Here I've gone and I'm bringing in my mop-up troops, or so I thought. But I'm about to get taught a hard lesson. Remember, this is a level 17 base. So there I got hit by a mine. I got shot at by the laser turret, or excuse me, gun turret, and the mortar hit at me. So I decide to move around here, and I'm going to go ahead and kill this bottom turret. Then I'll come at the other turret from the south, and then that'll put me out of range of the mortar turret. But Rude Awakening incoming. Yeah, even with my rocket buggies at max range, I can't outrange these level 17 base turrets. So we have to decide what we're going to do. Figure I'll put some Humvees up, bring in some more buggies, maybe bring in a couple tanks to take the damage. You know, they can kind of lead the charge. Gotta fast forward this. Yeah, you don't really want to spend 3 minutes watching two tanks move all the way around the screen. Let's get some more buggies in. Alright, now we've got it all set up. We're ready to do this. So we're going to send our two tanks in. I realized after I started this and while I was watching, I should have shot them little sandbags, or the metal sandbags or barricades or whatever, because then my tanks wanted to skirt around to the north. They almost got too close to that top turret. Had they moved up another half an inch or so, that I'd have had two turrets shooting at them, and I never would have gotten this guy dead. But look how powerful these guys are. They've killed one of my tanks, and the other tank is at almost, you know, nothing. It's red. So these turrets in level 17 bases are not a joke. Now, the rocket truck, I'm not sure if they can outrange these turrets. I hope that they can. Mine is not leveled up high enough. I'm researching level 3 right now, so I'll try them in the next video, and we'll see if they can outrange the turrets. A little bit of cleanup, because my rocket buggies like to attack anything within 500 miles of them. All right, let's move around. We're going to clear. This time I did actually clear out the little obstacles. Bring in a couple new tanks. I put the other two tanks away, or one tank away, because he was almost dead. Alright, let's do it. Get the gun turret. We're going to go up and shoot. Rocket buggies are launching, and I get hit by mortars. I get hit by the laser turret, and the battle ends. So here I've come back, and I've set up all my guys. I didn't make you watch me move them all around. We're going to finish off this turret. There it is. I get hit by the mortars. The mortar guys are just crazy. But, you know, that was a little bit of my own fault. I got a little too close. So here we are. We're moving everybody around. We've killed two of the gun turrets. We've got one more to kill, and I decide, you know what? I read somewhere that if you kill the power plants, it reduces the range of turrets. So let's try that, I think. Also, be sure that you deselect all of your units before you grab a set of units and attack, because if you've got units on the other side of the map selected, guess what? They're going to walk straight through the map like my buggies just did, and get beat up. Alright, there's one. So let's move all the way around the other side of the map. There, of course, the buggy started shooting at stuff again. Let's take out this other one. We'll kill the guys coming out of it, and see if we can outrange these reduced power turrets, which is garbage. I think it's only a player thing. I think only players' turrets are reduced, because as you'll soon see here in a few minutes, it doesn't work, or at least not on these. Maybe it's a glitch. I'm not sure what was going on, but here, look at all these guys. I mean, this definitely an increase, as you can see. Power plants, you know, there were 5 or 6 guys would pop out of them in level 15 and 17. There was like 8 or 9 there. Alright, so here we go. We're going to try it. They've got the lightning bolt, meaning that their range and power or speed is supposed to be reduced. No, I still couldn't outrange them. So I'm just going to hit them with my Humvees, I thought, and use my buggies. But then I realized at that point that I only had about 5 buggies out. So we're going to bring in some backup. Get them lined up really well. Send in the Humvees, and then send in the buggies. But guess what I do? I run over a mine. So now my buggies are beat down to nothing almost, and this laser or gun turret turns on them and decides it wants to start killing them. And I'm at this point so frustrated with these cannons that I just want to kill them. And so I stood there and took it, and as you can see, I'm down to 1. So unless you have a defensive vehicle in front of your buggies, don't leave them in there just getting obliterated by turrets. Alright, here I've come back. I went and actually repaired. I had to go repair all my vehicles because I was down to 3 buggies and like 2 tanks. So I repaired all my buggies. I repaired 1 tank back to full. So now I've got 2 full tanks, and then I've got some buggies. And I'm going to get these last 2, gun turrets down. I figured that with 2 of these, and I brought in, I believe, 15 rocket buggies. So if this guy's at half, so I figured I could kill him really quick, send my tanks around, have them take the brunt from the other one, and get him dead with the rocket buggies. And let's see if it will work. Yeah, he's killing these a little bit slower. I think that some of these are lower level and some of them are higher, because if you notice, he's barely going to have that 1 dead. I had 15 buggies on the first turret, and he just annihilated my first tank and then annihilated my second down to nothing. Here we're going to bring in the our drones, and we're going to use them to kill these mortar turrets. I was trying to just get this done as soon as possible because it was reaching like 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. And I somehow overlooked the bunker in the lower right. So if you notice at the bottom right, my drones, I'll end up losing 1 right there. But that's, a small price to pay. Here we go. I'm lined up, brought in my other troops. I'm going to send the Humvees in. Humvees are better than tanks on these because I just like them because they stay up close and they shoot the guys. Tanks would probably do a little bit more damage, but with the weight ratio in the game where you can only have so many troops, having 4 to 6 Humvees versus 2 tanks it's a lot better to me. So I finished that off. Now I brought in my mop-up crew, and we're just about done. Everything that can hurt me other than spawns out of buildings is dead. So I've got my normal cleanup crew. I've got a group of about 6 flamethrowers. I've got 4 buggies or so, and some 5 buggies and 4 Humvees. And we're just going to go from building to building now, cleaning it all up. This is just basic mop up. The aggravation that I have right now with this game, and I'm sure that a lot of you do also, is that when your guys are anywhere near a building, even with the AI off, they just start attacking. And it's pretty bad. I mean, you want to move your guys in. I mean, I understand that they're going to attack things. That's, normal. But they should be attacking things that cause damage to them or things that are attacking them. When you've got the AI turned off, they should do what you tell them to do, and that's it. Maybe someday they'll fix that. Maybe they'll change it. Maybe they won't. Maybe we just have to learn how to inch by inch move your guys around the screen, constantly moving them back and forth so that they don't fire on anything. It's aggravating. It's very aggravating. Like earlier, I mean, my guys, they killed that one building, and then they killed the airport and had things coming after them. I didn't have any infantry. I didn't have any flamethrowers or anybody to mop up and clean them guys up, so I had to run around killing them with my buggies, and it's just that's not ideal. So here we go. We're killing the command post. I've spent about 30,000 in mats, materials, resources to repair, but I got 437, so that's a bonus of 400,000 just for clearing that level 17. Hope you enjoyed this.